Hi everyone, welcome back to our next video. In this video, I'm going to discover couple of Python core concept that you can see over here. I have written already. So in this video, I'm going to discuss more on Python uh, identifiers and keywords, and then we'll discuss on Python basics, Python, what are the different type of numbers and different type of arithmetic operators, and type conversion. These are the few topics that I'm going to cover in today's video. So let's start. Right. First of all, we'll talk about the situation. What is uh, identifier? Right. The first topic we are going to discuss here is identifiers. So, what is identifiers? Identifiers. So, identifier people generally takes identifier as a variable, right? All the variables that we are providing variables, they are calling variables as a identifier. But it is not only restricted to your variables, also all the variables, all the function names, right? All the function or your class name, so we can say function class, right? All your module whatever you create, right? Modules, and you create the object references, right? Object reference. So all these are belongs to your identifiers. Not, it is not only restricted to your variables only. Identifiers means this is the identifier which is by which we are going to identify a variable or a function or a class or a module or a object reference. Means, let's say today you are creating a variable called x is equal to 100. So this x is nothing but your identifier. Or if you are going to create a function like def, and I say add is a function, then this add, this is going to be your identifiers, right? So similar way, for the name of a class, if we provide, that is going to be my identifier. So the module we create, those module names are identifiers. Object we create, the object reference by which we are identifying a object, that is my identifier. Hope this is clear. And about the rules of identifiers, that we have talked about rules for variables, right, in our previous video. So the rule is going to be same for all the identifiers. Okay, so whether it is a variable, class, module, or object references, the rules are always be same, right? You can use only uh, letters, numbers, right? Letters, numbers, and underscore. Apart from these, the other special character or spaces in between of the names, so those things you are not going to be, you cannot use. You cannot start with a particular number, that is not possible. So whatever the rules for a particular variable we have discussed in our previous video, those rules are going to be applicable for this identifier also. Okay, I if you still not watch the previous video, I'll recommend you to go and check the previous video. Clear? Okay. So now we understand what is identifiers and what are the different rules for identifier. Let's try to understand what are the keywords in Python, right? So keyword, if I talk about keywords, so keywords, let me talk something about the keywords, right? So keywords are, what is keyword? Keyword is nothing but a pre-reserved keyword which is Python has you can say reserved for its own case. So these are the keywords which you cannot use as a identifier name for your case. Let's say you are going to create a variable, so you cannot use that keyword name, or you cannot use for a particular class name, right? So those are keywords. Python has around 33 number of keywords in it. Okay, 33 keywords around. So 33 number of keywords, and all the keywords are let's say, let me try to write down some of the keywords like we have keyword if is a keyword, for is a keyword, right? Similarly, class is a keyword, right? So similarly, we have not, um, right? In so these are the keywords which is used in Python. Similarly, we can say true and false, true, false, right? So these are the keyword. If you want to get all the list of keywords, what you can do, you can go to your any of the Python editor and you can write down there. For me right now, Python ideally is open. So I what I can do, I can import a keyword KWORD, right? After you import the keyword, you can print it. You can say print KW list, right? If you print this, you will get all the list of keywords Python has, right? So you can see false, none, true, and as, assert, async, avoid, break. So these are the list of keywords that Python has. So these are the keywords that you cannot use in your Python programming. Okay. Okay. Now we have understood what is keywords and what all are the keywords that we have in Python. Let's try to understand what are the different Python types, right? So different Python type in the sense Python variable types we have in Python, right? So let's talk about Python types for a couple of minutes. So we say Python types, right? So Python types, they are basically basically we divide the all the data types in Python into three categories. Okay, so what all are the categories? First category is going to your the very basic type, what we have already discussed in our previous video. Let's see, first is our very basic types, and then we divide it into a you can say container types of data. And the third one that we call as a user defined. Okay, so third one we call as a user defined types. So basic type that we have already discussed, we are not going to discuss more on the basic types. Those are falls into your integer, float, right? Those are full, and these are the things which is going to do your basic type. Like we have string also, bool also, right? Etc, right? Similarly, for container types, container are nothing but which is container type are nothing but which is containing the multiple data. For now, the basic type which is holding a single set of data, single data only. But when we are talking about the multiple data container, so that is going to be a container. Those are list, set, tuple, and we have dictionary, right? So similarly, user defined, you can say types are nothing but the classes that we declare we use in our Python programming, right? So those are false to your user defined types. Hope this is clear to you guys. Okay. Now let me talk about the basic data type uh, in Python, right? These two type containers and user defined, that means class, those things we are going to discuss later. But for now, let's us cover the very basic data types: integer, float, string, bool, and etc. in this video. So integer, if I talk about the integer data types, right? what what are the data which is going to be falls into your integer type? That numbers which you declare as a complete number, those are false to your integer type of data, right? Let's see, I'm saying x is equal to 10 or y is equal to 15, or whatever the numbers we see, all these numbers are going to be considered as integer in Python. Doesn't matter how long it is, we can have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, whatever the length is going to be there, that doesn't matter to Python. Python can Python can store all the type of your data into your integer type of variable. Okay, so whatever the length is, either 1 digit, 2 digit, or even 10 digit, 15 digit, whatever it is, right? That doesn't matter at all. So whatever your number you are going to store into a variable, that is going to be of type of integer. Clear? Now, what about float? Float, we know that it is a decimal pointer number, right? So whatever the decimal pointer number you are going to store, let's say 110.25, right? Or even you can store negative pointer number. Let's say I'm saying minus of 0.1234, right? Whatever the number, positive or negative, when it is a decimal pointer number, then we are Python treating those numbers as a floating point numbers. Similarly, we have different other types of number. We have octadecimal number. We have octa number, like we have a hex, right? We have hex. All these types of number are there in the Python. And apart from of this, there is one more type of number which is called as a content complex, right? So which is containing as a imaginary part. If you remember in Python, sorry, in your school days, in your college days, school days, we write sometimes our mathematical operation like uh, x plus 10 is equal to 25, right? So these are the kind of mathematical operation we written. So here we don't know what is x is, right? What is the value of x? So in this kind of situation, if we write this kind of you can say variable we stored, let's say I am storing it into a variable a is equal to 10 plus 5x, then this is going to be called as complex content. Okay, complex type of data which is containing a imaginary number. We don't know what is the value of x, right, by looking onto this code. So when your data is containing a imaginary number, then that data, complete data, we are calling as a complex data. Clear? Okay, now let's talk about string, right? What is string? String is nothing but a text. Okay, so in Python, string is nothing but a text. Okay, text which is written within single quote or double quote or triple quote. Okay, which is written, whatever you are writing within single quote or double quote or triple quote, that is going to be your string. Let's say if I say a is equal to within single quote, I am saying hello, right? So a is nothing but my type of string. Similarly, I can say b is equal to, within double quote, I can say hello. So this is also a string. So we can write both, is going to be fine to Python. You can use either single quote or you can use the double quote also. And sometimes we use triple quote also, either single triple quote, or you can use my double triple quote. Okay, so for a multi-line comments, let's say, hey, how are you? How are you? And you are continuing with the line, how was your day? Right? So you want to close it. So if you want to store this kind of data into a particular variable, those are also a string. Clear? So you can use single triple quote or double triple quote, that's completely fine. So all these type of data, all this way we do store a string type of value. I hope this is clear, guys. Okay, guys, now let's talk about some of the mathematical operations that we perform by using Python programming, right? So we'll be now discussing on arithmetic operation, ARITH, arithmetic operations. arithmetic operation. So what all are the arithmetic operation that we can do perform by using Python? The very basic operation that everyone use in every cases, those are nothing but plus, addition for addition, minus we have you can see division operation, and also we have module operation, and then we have double slash, we have into into this is for exponential operation. So these are the very basic operators that we have in Python. And uh, what we are doing with these operators, that let's discuss on this operator for now quickly, right? So let's say if I say a is equal to 5 by 2, then what is the result is going to be? It will give me the result as a quotient of this particular result, right? If you divide by 5 by 2, so the result is going to be your 2, right? So uh, it is always remember one thing: if you are dividing something by 2, then it is going to be result you in a decimal point of value. So if you divide it 5 by 2, so it is going to 2.5, right? So similarly, if you use a mod, let's see, I'm saying uh, a 5 mod 2, sorry, 5, and then I'm saying 5 mod 2. Now we are doing the modulus operation. If you perform modulus operation, what it does return? It returns you the remember of this particular operation, right? So remember of the a remainder of the division operation, right? So if I divide by 5 by 2, so it is actually 2, so 2 and 4, right? So 1 is going to be remainder, so this remainder is going to return into my 5 mod 2. So the exact result is going to be 1 1, right, for this modulus operation. Similarly, we have this we have this core exponential operator. Let's see, what is the exponential operator? Is into, right, star star, or you can say asterisk asterisk. So if I see 3 asterisk of 4, that is equivalent to 3, I'm sorry, let me do one thing. So it should be 3 asterisk asterisk of 4, so it is equivalent to 3 by 3 by 3 by 3. So that means it is going to by 81, right? So this is what you can do with the asterisk operation, asterisk asterisk. If you using asterisk of 5, asterisk of 5, means it is similar to your 5 to the power 5, right? So this is what the asterisk operation, you can see exponential operation. Okay, now similarly, if we say c is equal to 4 by 3, 4 by 3 we have already seen here, but we will be now talking about for by divided by 3, right? So what this is going to done, this is going to return me the value without the exponential, without the decimal point of value. For this one we were getting the decimal point of value as well, right? But if I do this particular case, we are going to get the result as 1, sorry, as you know, if I divided 4 by 3, so we are going to 1 and 3, this is 1. So here the result that you are going to get this one, the quotient, clear? So we are not going to get any decimal point of value if you are using the double slash. If you are going to use the single slash, so it is going to return use the decimal point of value. I hope this is clear to you guys. Okay, now let's see some of the operation in practical. So I'll quickly show you this couple of operations that we have so far discussed right now. What I'll do, I'll go to Python, this one, and say, let's say I'm saying a is equal to uh, I'm saying taking smaller number, and I say into, and I say 3. So 4 to the power 3, it is 64, right? So if you hit enter and if you try to print a, you can see it is giving me the result as 64, right? So similarly, let's see example of double slash, single slash and double slash, right? So if I see b is equal to 4, let's say I'm taking a big number, 7 by 2, so the return is going to be 3.5, right? So now if I print b, you can see the result is going to be 3.5, right? So but what if I print, let's see, if I print 7 and I'm using double slash 2, then it is going to return me 3, right? Because it is ignoring the decimal pointer value. So if you do not need the decimal pointer value, then you will be using the double slash. If you need the decimal pointer value, then you will be using the single slash, right? I hope this is clear. Now let's see the remainder one, the modulus operation. If I see 7 mod 2, then it is going to return me the remainder of this division, right? So we know if I divide 7 by 2, the remainder is going to 1, so it will return me 1, right? So let me try some other example. Let's say if I saying 12 mod 5, right? So the remainder is going to 2, so we are going to get 2 point, sorry, um if I say 12 by, sorry, I have to use mod 12 mod of 5, then the result is going to be 2, right? Because if you divide 12 and with by 5, then the modulus and the remainder is going to be 2. So that's what it is going to give me the result, right? Okay. So far we have seen all these positive number. Let's see try a couple of negative pointer numbers, right? So if I say print, I can say minus 10 and divided by 3. So what is the result is going to be? It should be minus 3.3, minus 3.333, right? So let's see. You can see we are getting the minus 3.3. What if I change the minus from 10 to 3? Then what I mean is if I reverse the order of minus, then if I say minus 3, then also we are going to get the same result, right? There is no changes. But what if I say print 10, sorry, minus 10 divided by minus 3? So what is the result is going to be? So it is going to minus and minus going to get cancelled, and we are going to get 3.333, right? So this is the way we are going to get the result. But let's say I'm doing this double slash operation, right? So what is going to be? Let's try. If I see minus 10 and I see double slash 3, now see the answer. We are getting 4. How how it is going to get 4? Because it is going to give me the floor point value of this particular minus 3.3, this one, it is when 3.3, the nearest value is going to without the decimal point of value, that is going to 4, so it is going to return me 4, right? But if I say let's say I want to print let's say 10 mod minus 3, right? Now see the answer, we are getting 4, right? How it is we are getting? So there is a rule, we will discuss on this and then say I'm dividing something like this. So if I say divide minus 3 and divide by minus 10, then what is the result we are going to get, right? So if you try to manually divide over this here, let's see, I'm saying minus 3 and mod operation minus 10, what is the result is going to be? We will be confused, right? It is like 3 by 10, then we cannot divide it, so the remainder is going to be 3, right? So it will be 0, so 0, the remainder is 3, right? So we will say that it will be returned 3, but if I hit enter here, you can see we are getting 0, right? Why we are getting 0, right? So let's try to understand. There is a rule, there is a formula is applying below behind of this scenario. So the formula is like, let me come to here, the formula is applying. So formula, that formula is like result is equal to a minus of b into a slash slash b. This is the formula is going to be applied for that case, right? So if I say minus 3 divided by minus 10, then take this into formula. So what we can see, minus 3 of minus b, value of b is minus 10, and we can say into, and a by b, so that means minus 3, and by minus a by b, so that means a by b, right? So that a by minus 10, right? Oh, I'm sorry, I was supposed to calculate the different one. So what I was trying to calculate, I was trying to calculate minus 10 and modulus operation of minus 3. This is something I was trying to calculate. So the formula is this one. Okay, a minus b into a by b, a by b, right? So the value of a is minus 10, so we can put minus 10. Then minus the value of b is minus 3, so we can put minus 3 into, and then this one is going to be minus 10 and divided by minus 3. So this is the rule is going to be applied. So from here we can see what is this value is going to be, and we can say minus 10 minus, and this is going to result me, what is this result going to result me 3, right? Log positive 3 minus minus positive 3, so minus 3, so this is minus 3 to 3, right? I am writing it over here, so you can see minus 10 minus of this one is going to result me minus 9. So minus minus it is positive 9, so we are going to get minus 10 and then minus minus positive 9, so finally we are going to get minus 1, right? So the value of this result minus 10 mod of minus 3 is going to be minus 1. Hope this is clear to you guys. You go and check there. So if I see print of minus 10 mod minus 3, see we are getting minus 1, right? So this is how this mathematical operation getting converted, right? Getting calculated, right? I hope this is understand. Now let's talk about the last part of this video. That is a very short part. We are going to cover it in very short period of time. That is a type conversion. Type conversion. What is type conversion? Means I have a data in type of integer or in type of string, or I can have a data in at the runtime I can have data in float, right? So if I want to convert data, or even I can have a data in bool format, right? So if I want to convert data one to another, integer to string, or string to integer, or string to float, or float to string, right? Or even we can convert from string to float or float to string. So if this kind of conversion is required during my execution or during my runtime, then how we can perform this kind of operation, right? So sometimes I can have a data like a is equal to single quote and 10, right? This data is looks like it is an integer number, right? But you know, whatever we write inside a single quote or double quote or triple quote, Python consider those data as a string data, right? Whatever you write, what is the content of the data, that doesn't matter at all, right? So whatever you're writing, let's say I am saying b is equal to double slash true, right? You know, true is a keyword which is used for bool, but as we are using the true inside of a double quote, then Python will treat this as a string only. Clear? So whatever data you will be using inside of a double quote, that is going to be considered as a, these all are type of string, right? So now let's see, I have a data in string format like this, so I want to convert it into bool, right? Full data, or this data I want to convert it into integer. Then how we can do this? This is very simple in Java. Sorry, I'm not in Java. This is in Python. It is very simple. If you say, let's say I in the first line I have a value of a like this, and the second line you can see change the value, let's say b is equal to int of a, right? That's how you do the type conversion. So if you have a string type of value, then if you want to convert them to integer type of a value, then we have to wrap the value inside of with the using of int class. Okay, so this is the int, and we have to pass this way, and this data is going to be converted to your integer type of data. So similarly, we have a vice versa. Let's say we have a data x is equal to 100. We want to convert it into a string. So we can say s equal to str, and we can pass the x. So it will be converted to string type of data. So similarly, we have a boolean type. P is a string right now. So if you want to convert to bool, you can just type bool and it will be getting converted. Let's see in the practical example, right? So I'll be again coming to this particular cell. I'll create a new um. Let me do one thing. I'll close this and I'll say Python ideally. I'll open this Python ideally once again. I'll say a is equal to 10. I'm storing a is equal to 10. For now, if I print type of a, so it is going to return me what is the type of a is. You can see we are getting result as string, right? So a is string value because it is within a single quote, right? Now I want to convert this string value to a integer type of value. Now how to do it? I said that you have to just use the integer function and you pass the a inside of it. That's it, and the value of b is converted to a is converted to integer type of value, and we are storing that integer value into a b parameter, right? B variable. So if I trying to print value of b, and also you can see we are getting 10, and let me try to print the type of b. See, now the type of b is showing as a integer. Now that means we have converted the string type of data to integer type of data, right? So similarly, you can do the vice versa. Let's say b is right now is integer, so you can convert it to, let's say I'm converting to string type of value, right? So b, and in the next line if you print let's say string print sorry b, right? We're getting 10, but if you print the type of b, then we should get string, right? So this is how type conversion is happens between the one pointer value to another pointer value. Let's see, I have a value c is equal to true. Now this is looks like a boolean value, but as we are using the single quote, then it is going to be treated as string value, right? So now if I try to print this particular type of C, let's see what is it is giving. If I say type of C, you can see we are getting as a string. Now I want to convert this type of C to a boolean type of value. So if I say bool and I say C and it is converted, now print the value of type of C, right? I say type and C. Now you can see we're getting that value of type C, of value of type of C is converted to bool, right? So this is how we do type conversion of our values from integer to float, integer to double, or sorry, integer to your string, or string to integer, or string to your boolean, or boolean to integer, right? So these are the way we can convert. Let's say I have a floating point number. Let's say I have a floating point number 2 3. Now I want to convert this data to integer number. Then what happen? It will be the data. This one is the integer point number, and this one is the decimal pointer number, right? So if we convert this data, we are going to lose the decimal pointer value. Let's say I am saying b is equal to integer, and I'm passing b. Now I am trying to print value of b. So what happens? Let's see. See, we are losing the value of this. Let's say I'm saying print uh, integer of 10 dot, I am taking a 7 7. Okay, now what is print? We are going to get lose the decimal pointer value, right? So this is how you do convert. Let's say I have an integer point number and I want to convert it to floating point number. Let's see how can we do this. So if I say um, float and I want to convert, let's say I have a number 14, I want to convert it to a floating point number. It will just convert to float and it will add point 0, right? So point 0, it is adding the decimal pointer number and it is just adding a 0, right? So here you can see one thing is happening. If you are converting a decimal pointer number to an integer pointer number, we are losing some data, right? So this is something that you should know in the Python programming. If you are converting your decimal pointer number to an integer pointer number, then you are definitely going to get lose. There is a chances if there is a data after your decimal point, if there is a data, then you're going to lose the data. Okay, this is something we have to remember. Clear? Okay, that's all for today's video, guys. Let's quickly recap what we have learned today, right? So if I go back and you can see, okay, so today we have discussed about the identifiers. What is identifier? And also we have discussed what all are the keywords there in Python and how to see all the keywords. So and I've shown you the print of all the 33 number of keyword in Python, right? So we have seen those things. We have also discussed about the types. There are basically three type of data we have in Python. We means separate out those three types into basic type and container type and the user defined type. Basic type are nothing but the in you can see unique values, right? Integer, float, string, bool, and etc., right? And container types are data is a collection of data, list, set, tuple, dictionary, that we are going to cover later. And other type of data we say that is a user defined types, right? So these are the basic different data types. So we can see Python data types we have in Python. So those we have already discussed, and later on we after that we have covered numbers in Python. So what all are the numbers means integer, float, right? So those numbers we have already covered. Here you can see, yeah. So these numbers, what is number, what is integer, what is float, and what is the range of integer, right? All these things we have discussed in this particular video, right? And then we have talked about octa number, hexadecimal numbers, right? Those things we have discussed. Now what is a complex number also that we have seen, that if something you have a imaginary number into a particular number operation, then we are calling it is a complex number, right? We don't know what is the value of x is going to be, so in that case we are calling this particular whole expression as a complex number, right? Now next we have also discussed about the string. What is string and what is the identity of a string? String, we said that whatever you are using within a single quote or double quote or triple quote, that is going to be considered as a string in Python, right? After that we have discussed about the arithmetic operations and what all are the basic operators are there in Python. These are the very basic calculative operators we have: plus, minus, and then slash, and then mod, double slash, and double mod. This is your exponential operator, right? So these are the things we have talked about, and we have seen one formula how it is actually modulus operation is works. So how to calculate the modulus operation value, right? These are the things we have already discussed in this video. I hope you are all clear on these things. And also we have seen how to do perform the type conversion from one type of data to another type of data, right? From integer to string and string to integer, or float, boolean, and vice versa, right? All these things we have covered in today's video. That's all for today's video, guys, and hopefully we'll be in the next video. We're going to discuss with the conditional statements like if else, logical operators, right? And yeah, till then stay happy and keep learning, guys. Thank you. Thanks.